What is up, my friends? We're officially 1 day out from show day. It's currently 7:30 a.m. and we're just gearing up for our first meal of the day. We got pretty relaxed but cool day ahead. We're still going to be carbing up today. We're having slightly less carbs than day 2 of carbing up, meaning we're going to be having about 220 grams of carbs compared to yesterday where we had 280, close to 290. Still trying to fill out. I'm 0.2 pounds heavier this morning than I was yesterday morning. So things are starting to hold in muscle, which is great. But definitely got to keep pushing today and then tomorrow before the show. And then later on, around 4 p.m., we're going for our first coat of tanning. So I got some last little things I gotta prep. I gotta prep all the stuff that I need for the tanning session itself, as well as just shaving the rest of my face here around the mustache with straight up shaving cream and doing one more full body exfoliation. Anyway, I'll show you guys what we're working with for breakfast today. So here we got 300 grams of yellow potatoes with 4 whole eggs, fried with just light avocado spray oil. No seasoning at all besides some paprika on the potatoes. And this is the only salt I'm allowed for the day, 2.5 grams of table salt. This is like gold, okay? This is like, I'm so careful to try to spread this onto my food because I got about 5 or 6 meals today that I'm gonna be having. And I'll also show you, this is all the water I'm allowed to have for the entire day, 500 mLs. So it's really not a lot of water. I'm already thirsty and waking up, and I'm basically gonna be trying to kind of do little sips on that throughout the day and make it last as much as I can throughout the day and to the end of the day. But yeah, there's not a crazy amount of stuff going on. We're just kind of getting our meals in, staying relaxed, prepping for the first coat of tan. But like I mentioned in my last video, I will be talking a bit about my thoughts on the whole experience thus far and, you know, maybe what my mentality is going into the show tomorrow. So I'm gonna get this food down. I'm pretty hungry and I'll see you guys in the next clip. So I just finished shaving my full, well, whatever facial hair was left on my face, just leaving the mustache, and I think I did a pretty good job. It's smooth. I haven't used shaving cream to fully shave anything since I was in probably like end of high school, which is over 10 years ago. Yeah, believe it or not. Anyway, right now it's 10:15 a.m. I'm basically gonna be editing the vlog that you had already seen posted for 2/3 days out. Maybe it was 4 days out. But I'm basically gonna be editing the video right now for the carb depletion day as well as the carb loading day. And then after that, we're gonna prep our stuff that we need for the spray tan session, get a couple more meals in. My coach just called me to give me some updates on what we gotta have today to try to fill out as ideally as we can, and you know, when I have to cut off water, when I have to be done having salt for the day and all that good stuff. And then yeah, we'll hop in the car and we'll head on over to our spray tan session.
Later that day.
So now it is around 3:15 p.m. I have my spray tan session that starts at 4:20. It's gonna take me about half an hour to drive there, find parking, and I should be arriving about 15 minutes early. So I gotta leave in the next 15-ish minutes. But I thought I'd show you guys what I'm packing for the spray tan session. So maybe you can just see what are the typical things that you're gonna bring when you go to do this. Now, every single spray tanner has a different protocol that they'll ask you to follow in terms of things to bring, what to wear, how to prepare. But I think a few of the things that I saw are gonna be pretty much universal across most spray tanners. So here's what we got rolling up. Number 1, payment for the spray tan. For us, we're doing it in cash, so just make sure you have that when you show up. We're paying the whole fee up front, even though tomorrow we have another coat to do, as well as pre-stage we have a glaze to get, so I'm just gonna have that done. We also got slides, so we're showing up in our bare feet with slides on. because you're not going to be wearing socks leaving there. It's going to ruin your socks. So you got to show up with your slides ready to go. We're also bringing a loose long sleeve hoodie. This could also be a long sleeve t-shirt. I don't have one that's clean, so I'm wearing just kind of like a loose black t-shirt here, and I'm gonna have my hoodie on top of it. You also want to try to make sure that after the tan you're not necessarily getting wet or that you're sweating. So if I have to just wear the t-shirt or just wear the hoodie with no t-shirt to make sure that I'm staying cool, then that's what I'll have to do, and it's not going to be much of an issue. We're also bringing a plastic cup where we cut out the bottom here so that I can kind of be a bit of a funnel in case I do have to go pee around the time that I am getting the tan or after I've gotten the tan. They didn't say why, but I imagine it's just so that I don't have, you know, liquids splashing everywhere, or that I'm not getting wet, again, anywhere else than where I need to be if I have to use the bathroom. So we're packing that as well. And then to finish off, we're also wearing the baggiest sweatpants that we can have. Showing up with no boxers, we're straight up going commando, so that I guess there's no rubbing of the tan on the skin. And we're also gonna bring an umbrella, just, you know, knock on wood, in case there is rain. We're gonna avoid getting wet as much as we possibly can. So I'm gonna pack all this up into a bag that I'm gonna bring. I'm also gonna pack my meal for 5 p.m. because that's when I'm gonna be finishing, and that's when I'm due to eat one more time. And once that meal is done, I'm gonna do a check-in with my coach tonight and FaceTime him to see how the posing is looking. And then we're gonna make some adjustments if we need to, just before tomorrow's show day protocol hits. Anyway, let's pack this up, get in the car, and head on over there. All right, so we just arrived at the spray tanning spot for the show. Obviously, because of the nature of getting a spray tan and the fact that there's gonna be some other people in there, I will not be going in with my camera and just filming absolutely everything. But what I can tell you is that the session's about 40 minutes total. We're here about 15 minutes early. We've got all the stuff that we need. And next time you guys see me, I will have the first coat on, and I'm gonna be much darker. Don't know how much darker, but darker. So we'll do a quick little transition, and then you guys are gonna get the reveal. Here we go. Holy shit. Oh my god, dude, I am dark. That's pretty nuts. Wow. Well, it was quite an experience. If you've ever gotten a spray tan, you probably know what I'm talking about. But yeah, we rolled up, did what we had to do, took about 30 minutes total. There's a lot of making sure that your armpits aren't touching and being compressed while the spray tan dries, and making sure, you know, you're not sticking your legs together, so you're kind of standing there in like almost like a front relaxed pose for many minutes. It's almost slightly tiring. But no, the girl that was doing it was awesome, super nice, super professional, felt very comfortable getting it done. Now we just gotta make sure we do not get wet until tomorrow morning. Well, until after the competition, obviously. But we want to make sure we don't get wet. If I have to use the washroom, I have to pee in a funnel and avoid getting any drops anywhere. And I'm supposed to ideally sleep in these clothes because these are the clothes that are going to get dirty from the tan. And she even said you might want to wear socks on your hands just to avoid getting dark marks all over. But I actually bought some black sheets and black pillowcases for the bedding, which I'm going to put on when we get home. So I think it'll be a good idea. Anyway, what I did do was I brought my second to last meal for the day here. So we got 260 grams potatoes and 110 grams of cod, which we're just gonna eat now because it's 5 o'clock and it's time to eat. And then when we get home, I'll probably do a FaceTime with my coach, do some posing, see how I'm filling out, and see if I do need to add a last carb up meal, or if things are looking good and we can just relax, take it easy, go home and get some rest. A lot of thoughts going through my mind now that we're less than 24 hours out from the show, and I think I'm going to share those thoughts with you guys just before the end of the video, so stay tuned. So here we are. the final few moments that we have together before show day. And I figured, since I kind of have the rest of the night to myself, to just relax, kick back, and think about and visualize tomorrow's show day. I also thought I would reflect a little bit on everything that led up to doing this competition. You know, I decided early on in my teenage years that one day I would want to do a bodybuilding competition, but it was only 1 year ago that I made the decision to fully commit to finding a coach with a lot of experience working with natural athletes, to go to a gym where I would have access to the best equipment possible for my training, and throughout this entire process to remain absolutely 100% natural, no cheating, no extra stuff, no shortcuts, nothing that's going to cover up mistakes, lack of discipline, or lack of effort. And over the course of the whole prep, over the course of this whole year, it's been a massive learning experience. I learned so much more than I could have ever imagined when it came to the dieting, the training, the posing, and just the relationships that I got to build with the coach I work with, Louis, the guys that I've met through the gym where I train at, and even with you guys on social media who I've gotten to explore this whole experience with. You know, I always say if even 1 or 2 people were to tell me that they took something good away from this whole series, or that they learned something that helped them get in better shape, or to train better, or to eat smarter, then for me that's the biggest reward, is knowing that I've helped someone out there. It's the whole reason I became a physical therapist in the first place, really, so I could help people. Anyway, one thing that was so important to me when I went through this prep was that, as with most of the things, or all the things that I do in my life, my biggest fear is to look back one day and tell myself that I could have done more, or that I left certain stones unturned, or that I could have put more effort in achieving that goal and I didn't. I'm a big believer in this idea that if you show up to game day and if you show up to your competition and you know you've given it a 100% effort, you went as hard as you could, you checked every single box possible, then you're gonna feel good no matter what the outcome. Because no matter what the outcome, win, lose, or draw, you know that you couldn't have done more. And what you can do is the only thing that you have control over. You know, who else shows up to the competition, what the judges want, what happens in your personal or family life from somebody else that's out of your hands. We don't necessarily have control over that, and therefore, in my opinion, I don't think we should place as much strain or stress on it as we might usually do in our typical day-to-day lives. Bodybuilding has been this beautiful sport where you truly get out what you put in, and the more you give, the more you get. It's empowered me to be able to realize to myself that, hey, if there's something about myself from the physical aspect that I want to improve, I can simply go exercise, train, and eat a certain way, and I might actually get that. I'm going to get to that goal. It almost feels like it's like a superpower, right? It's like being able to just change all these aspects and have the ability to manipulate these things is an awesome experience, especially when it all comes together. And while it is true, you know, it takes discipline to do bodybuilding, it takes consistency, it takes effort day in and day out. It's something that's learned over time. I did not wake up one day and just have the discipline to do this kind of prep. You know, we're talking about years of developing discipline through studying in school, discipline through going to the gym multiple days in a row, or running, training for track and field, training for a marathon, which was last year. By giving yourself small goals and not allowing yourself to let yourself down and to let yourself fail, you build confidence in that. Every single time that you tell yourself, okay, no matter what, I'm gonna reach this goal, I'm gonna do this thing that I have total dominion over, and you go and do it and you don't let anything stand in your way, it only gives you more confidence that for your next goal, you're gonna be able to do the same thing. So those are my thoughts to close things out to one day out before the show. For show day itself, there will be a vlog. There may be a almost pseudo movie about it. We'll see. I have Kevin, the guy who's going to help me with the videoing the whole day, who's going to be getting a lot of footage, and I really do want my next video about show day to be special and to be what I want, and I don't want to rush through the editing or rush through any of the clips. I want to really set the tone for what it is and make something that I'm proud of. This might be the last video that you're going to see for at least maybe another few days, if not maybe a week or two, because I'll be putting a lot of time into the editing of the show day video. But I'm sure on my socials there'll be a bit of an update where you can see the results of the show itself, if you're watching this past October 19th, which by the time I post it, it might be the day after anyway. And the tan, like we saw, is looking dark. If you want to see, actually, check this out. So this is where we're at. In terms of conditioning, things are looking pretty badass. I guess when we get our second coat tomorrow, it's going to be a little bit darker even. We're going to get the glaze before we step on stage. We're going to finish with our last meal to carb up tonight. And I will see you guys tomorrow for stage day. I can't freaking wait, man. This shit's going to be so badass, man. I'm going to go up on stage. I'm going to pose my heart out, do my routine. Just making this to the stage is going to be an achievement. I want to thank you guys so much again for watching. Every single moment, every single video for this series has been very, very rewarding, and the whole experience has been quite transformative for me. So thanks for listening to this little heart-to-heart the day before show day. We're going to get everything done, and we're going to try to take it home. Do like the video if you enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, because the next video that gets posted after this one is going to be one to see. Thanks for watching. Peace out. Bye.